Hey, what is up guys, the DragonxDuelist here, and today I am bringing you a deck profile of my current DDD build requested by one of my subscribers. So I originally tried to test another build of the DDD deck using a brilliant engine of some sort, but I didn't like it, and I liked this build way more than any other build that I've made. So I wanted to bring you guys this one. It's kind of updated. I mean, it's updated to the current ban list, but it's not updated as in new cards are put in, stuff like that. But this is the best build of DDDs that I have made so far, and I don't think I'm going to change it anytime soon unless there's a ban list coming out that affects this deck in general. So let's get right into it, and I'll explain the card choices as we go along. So first you got triple DD7 Galilei. He's more of a use for the scale more than its own effect, but you can use this monster effect to your advantage. If you don't know, the monster effect is during either player's turn, you can discard this card, target one DD card or dark contract card you control, return that target to your hand. Basically what you do with it is while it's in your hand, you can discard it and avoid the effect damage you will take, or you can take, from the dark contract cards, because they subtract 1,000 from your life points during your standby phase. So you can go ahead and activate his effect, dodge that effect damage. Next you got triple DDD, the Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok. Now he is probably one of the best actual monsters that DDDs have because of his effect. It's really overpowered in my opinion. Its pendulum effect is if you special summon a DDD monster, except during the damage step, you can target one DDD monster in your graveyard. Any battle damage your opponent takes is halved for the rest of the turn. Also special summon it. So you give up the half of your opponent's battle damage that you could deal in order to special summon a DD monster. So that's pretty cool if you do take 1,000 damage, but you can easily dodge that with Leonidas's effect. Its monster effect is probably the most key effect. Its effect is if this card is normal or special summon, you can target one DDD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you contribute one other DD monster you control and target one monster your opponent controls and banish it. So basically, he is the ideal monster to use to go for game, because if you have another DD monster out in your field, more than likely it'll be Kelper. You can go ahead and send that to the grave and then go ahead and banish your opponent's monster in order to, well, if they have one monster, you can go ahead and attack for game, or you can just eliminate one of their bigger monsters so you can get around that. So I really like him. Double DD Savant Thomas. This is more of the scale, but the effect comes in handy also. I prefer its monster effect more than its pendulum effect. But the monster effect is you can target one DD card in your pendulum zone, destroy it, and if you do, special summon one level 8 DDD monster from your deck in defense position for the rest of the turn. Its effects are negated. Also, any battle damage your opponent takes is halved. You can only use it once per turn. So basically, he can use his monster effect in order to special summon another level 8 DDD monster from your deck, and basically that's going to go into your rank 8 plays. So that is really cool, and that is why I use him. Next we got triple DDD Wisdom King Chaos Apocalypse. I don't think this is out for TCG yet. I think this was supposed to be in their DDD structure deck. That hasn't come out yet, but I'm sure it'll come out soon. I really like using him for, sometimes I use him for his scale and the pendulum effect, because the pendulum effect is really good. You can banish 2 DDD monsters from your graveyard, special summon this card from your pendulum zone. So that's pretty cool. but its monster effect is really good. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target 2 face-up spell or trap cards you control, which will 90% of the time be the Dark Contract cards. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for Fiend type monsters, which are all of these. Also destroy those cards, and if you do special summon this card, this is a quick effect, so you can use it during either player's turn. So if you are about to take damage, you can even destroy them before you take damage, and you can get him back from the graveyard. So that is really, really cool. And it can also go into a rank 7 play, because we do play rank 7s in this deck. So yeah, next we have triple DDD Rebel King Leonidas. His presence in this deck does not need to be explained at all, but I will explain it to you guys anyway. This is how you avoid the effect damage from the Dark Contract cards. Your cards that'll be out in the field that give you 1000 damage during your standby phase. He is how you dodge those effect damages. Next we got double DD Lilith. It's more of a fallback monster, just in case you don't have anything in your hand, any DDD monsters in your hand and stuff like that. But its effect is, if this card is no more special summon, you can activate one of these effects. One, you can target 1 DD monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand, or add 1 face-up DD Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So say if you use Leonidas' effect, he goes to the Pendulum Zone, not the Pendulum Zone, but the extra deck. You can go ahead and use Lilith's effect and go ahead and add him to your hand, so you get another use out of him. So that's pretty cool. And you can also search from your graveyard and add it to your hand, you know. Next we got triple DD Swirl Slime. This does not need to be explained. It is a fusion summon from the hand. Really, really cool. And it also allows you to special summon a DD monster from your hand once you banish it from the grave. So really, really cool, really essential. Triple DD Necro Slime, of course, also doesn't need to be explained. Fusions from your grave. That's it. Fusions from your grave. That's all you need to say. Okay. Double DD Lamia. This is the tuner of the deck. I don't play triple because I feel like it can get a little cloggy, but sometimes, most of the time I do draw DD Lamia in the spots where I need her. So if you don't know, its effect is, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can send 1 DD or Dark Contract card from your hand or face up on your side of the field to the graveyard and special summon it from the grave, but banish it when it leaves the field. So basically it is a Plague Spreader zombie, but in DD form. Instead of putting a card back to the top of your deck, what you do is you send a DD or a Dark Contract card from your hand or on your side of the field to the grave. Then you can special summon her, but she gets banished. So she is basically like running 4 Lamias, and you know. And finally we have triple DD Sage of Prophecy Kelper or Savant Kelper. Pretty much the most essential pendulum of the deck because it is the searcher. The monster effect is really, really key. If this card is no more or special summon, you can activate one of the effects, target 1 other DD monster, DD card you control, return it to the hand, or you can add 1 Dark Construct card from your deck to your hand. So any one of these that you need. So onto the spells, we have double Allure of Darkness. Of course, that doesn't need to be explained. 1/1/1, triple Dark Contract with Yamakai. I don't think this is out for TCG yet also, but its effect is you can activate one of them. One is target 1 DD Pendulum monster in your graveyard, place it in your Pendulum Zone. So most of the time that'll be Leonidas. And you can place 1 face-up DD Pendulum monster in your extra deck in your Pendulum Zone. And of course, it takes 1000 damage. Next, we got 1 Covenant Contract with the Gate. I want to bump this up to 2, but I don't know what to get rid of in order to bump it up to 2, because 1/1 is really essential in this deck because you run a lot of level 1s. And yeah, so for now I'm only running 1. but it is the searcher of the deck for as far as dark contracts go. Next we got triple dark contract with Swamp King. This is the primary method of fusion summoning in this deck, other than Swirl Slime or Necro Slime, because of course it's basically a continuous polymerization for DDDs. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Traps, double DD human resources. Shuffle 3 DD monsters from your side of the field, hand or graveyard, and or DD cards in your pendulum zones into the deck, and you add 2 DD monsters from your deck to your hand. So basically you just, of course, refill your resources. And for the last card, we have Dark Contract with the Witch, only one. You can send 1 DD or Dark Contract card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 card on the field, destroy it. You can only use it once per turn. All fiend type monsters you control give them 1,000 attack during your opponent's turn only. And of course, you have to give up 1,000 damage. So for the extra deck, we got 1 DDD Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. These are really long names, but yes, he requires 2 DDD monsters, which is very, very easy to make in this deck, especially with all the fusion effects. So Swirl Slime, Necro Slime, Swamp King, of course. And he's really essential because he can basically take one of your opponent's biggest monsters and then attach it to itself. So that's really, really cool. I actually did one play where I was dueling someone and he used Utopia the Lightning, and I activated his effect and took the lightning before he could activate his 5,000 attack point effect. So that was really, really clutch. Next we got 1 DDD Cruel Dragon Beowulf. It requires 1 DDD monster and 1 DD monster, which is really, really easy to make considering that we have a lot of those. So this one is pretty cool. Allows you to basically poke at your opponent through their defenses so you can inflict piercing. And once per turn during your standby phase, you can destroy all cards in each player's spell or trap card zones. So basically it is a giant true nade in itself. Not a giant true nade, but more of a, I forget the name of the card. It's a classic, I forget the name, but don't make fun of me, guys. I'm not a noob. But yeah, next we got double DDD Oracle King the Arc. Of course, this is another primary way of avoiding the life point damage from the dark contract cards. Double DDD Blaze King Genghis. Really, really like this card. Another attack point type of monster, and it also special summons DDs from the graveyard, which is very, very cool. For synchros, we got double DDD Curse King Siegfried, which is the level 8 that you're always going to be going into. The level 7 is we're playing double DDD Gale King Alexander. Really, really cool. As for Exceeds, we got DDD Dual King Kali Yuga. Really, really cool Exceeds. Really overpowered, actually. So yeah, of course, another rank 8 Hope Harbinger. Really, really clutch, really OP. For rank 7s, we got Red Eyes Flare, of course, and Big Eye. And finally, we have the DDD Wave King Caesar as our only rank 4 in the deck, because you don't really need any rank 4s because you're least likely to make them. So yeah, that is the deck, guys. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments down below. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and I'm signing out. Peace.